So, going into a topic like the first topic. Nah, I'm not gonna go into that one. This one is what I'm gonna talk about. So, as you guys know, this is coming up on this happened on Sunday, and basically like how we started, giving a tribute to Kobe, Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the greatest, arguably one of the greatest basketball players that ever played a game. Somebody that I would say that we've all looked up to in some shape or form. I feel like he touched everybody. We were all extremely emotional about it. I feel like we're all still coping. It's only been a week. I mean, we're recording this on Saturdays, uploading on Sunday, so it's been about a week. So we're all still feeling we're still in those feels. You know what I mean? Of trying to understand and trying to process. So I kind of just want to ask you guys a couple questions about Kobe. The first one I want to ask is, where were you guys when you heard the news about what happened?
I was I was downstairs in my kitchen. Somebody told me, my roommate basically told me, they were like, "Yo, Kobe died," and I was like, "Man, that's fake news. I don't want to hear it." And then he was like, "Nah, for real. Like they saying Kobe died," and I was like, "Until I get the sources, Kobe's not dead." But because it was TMZ, and sometimes I'm not gonna say I don't believe TMZ all the time. I believe them once in a blue. At that time, I thought it was fake news because people always talking about how people died and it's fake. And the night before, LeBron passed him, so it was like Kobe didn't die. Like yeah, bugging. Kobe didn't die. So when I heard Kobe died, I was like, when I officially heard Kobe die, I was like, damn, like that sucks. Like that's whack. Nah, bro, Kobe didn't die. Like I still didn't believe it. Because it would have came up on Bleacher Report on like ESPN, right? So it didn't.
Yeah,
But
I was waiting for it to get on like Sports Center or something like one of those sites because it didn't.
That's breaking news right there. That was breaking news. But the the thing, I guess that like for me that was like most shocking was like he was in his helicopter. It's his helicopter. I knew Kobe flew in a helicopter. He said in an interview before like, "Oh, I don't go. I take a helicopter because of LA traffic." Makes sense. But it was like his daughter was on the flight with him. And that's what like really like.
No, to be honest, people were saying that that wasn't even his helicopter at the end of the day because his helicopter was black and gold, and the helicopter from that accident it was like white and blue. So, I mean, I was telling you earlier in the car ride,
Yeah.
like there's a couple of interesting stories. I don't want to say it's like what's the word, like, oh, it was a setup, it happened or whatever, but like I've heard some.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into. I want to go into like in the steps of it a little bit, not to cut you off, but like in the steps of like first like where you were before we get into like the details of.
Basically,
like,
I was in my kitchen. I went upstairs. I was in my room. When I officially like came to terms with it, I was in my room, and I couldn't shed a tear. I don't know why. It was just really hard to shed like a tear. It was just I was really like depressed
I feel that.
because I'm a Kobe advocate. I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah, I feel like we all are. Like you know
Right.
what I'm saying. So, Freddie, where was you at?
So I work on Sunday, so I was asleep. I woke up and I saw like all the notifications because I read like 3 different reports before I read the like last one that's confirmed it. So it was like, oh, Kobe Bryant's in an accident. Then it was like, oh, Kobe's helicopter got in a crash. He's safe. And then like the last one was like, oh, Kobe and his daughters were in the accident. So I was like, sheesh. Like I didn't know much about Gigi, but she was starting to like blow up in the basketball world. I saw a couple of highlights of her before like she passed away, and I thought like, oh, she's following Kobe. She's doing her thing. Everything was smooth. Seeing her highlights and everything, but I never thought that Kobe and her would have passed away the way they did. Like Danny was saying, it was literally right after LeBron passed them. So it's like, yo, what?
Which is crazy. People, we're gonna get to it. But people were talking about how LeBron the date that game when he wrote on his
Yeah, he
sneakers,
jinxed it, right?
Mamba Forever, which was crazy. So
Because the next day he passed away.
yeah. So
it's like,
for
wow.
me, me and my brother Jalen, we were in the car on the way to Walmart because I wanted to buy some stuff for the week so I can have lunch and stuff like that for work. And I was like looking at Twitter, which I shouldn't use Twitter and drive, but I do that. So I was on Twitter.
Accident alert. You know?
So I was on Twitter and I saw people tweet. Like, I didn't see the TMZ post. I just saw people tweeting like, "No way, that can't be Kobe." And I was like, "What?" Like, nobody said
What it was?
what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, "What? Like, what are you guys saying?" And while I'm looking at it, my mom calls me and she's like, I'm like, "Why is she calling me? Like, we just left the house." I'm not thinking it has to do anything with Kobe. And so I answer. I'm like, "What? Like, what happened?" And she was like, as soon as not even. I just answered and I said hello. And she's like, "Did you see what happened with Kobe? Did you see what happened?" I was like, "Nah, what happened?" She's like, "They're saying he's dead." I'm like, "What do you mean? Like, what do you mean Kobe's dead?" And she's like, "Yeah, they're saying he's dead." And I was like, "I'm not gonna believe it until
You see it.
until I see it." So I got a text message from somebody that said it, and then my one of my other close friends, Alice, he texted me and he was like, "Did you see what happened? Do you believe it?" And I was like, "Nah, I don't believe it until like I see it from one of these credible places like
It was a reporter.
Sports Center or something like that."
Yeah.
So kept going about it like I didn't believe it. Went to Walmart. And then more reports came out. Like, there was a fake report saying that Rick Fox was on a plane. There was like that there was 5 people on a plane it was a helicopter. I'm gonna say plane just to keep it because I'm not gonna keep saying helicopter. But they were like that Rick Fox was on there. Then they said that his whole family was on there. They said that he was on there with all the daughters and stuff like that. And I was like, that's crazy. Like, I don't really want to believe that. You know what I mean? And so I just was walking through Walmart and I just kept looking at Twitter because I wanted to see, like, Twitter, you get the updates like that.
Yeah,
so,
you wanted to confirm.
Yeah, so I just kept looking at it, and as the reports were coming in about him, his daughter, and then the other people, like, I was just dumbfounded, and like I didn't know what to say, what to do, and I was being in a public place, I was seeing other people find out the news and seeing their reactions at the same time, which was touching. Like, it hurt, you know what I mean? I literally went to Walmart and I was in there. I only bought like $50 worth of stuff in Walmart, and I was in there for like 2.5 hours because when I was trying to get my stuff, I couldn't focus. Like, I couldn't focus on what I was trying to get when I was in there because I was thinking about Kobe and I was like,
time.
this can't be real. You know what I mean?
I mean, think about it. The way it happened, it's surreal. Helicopter crash? Like, that's some Aaliyah shit. Like, you haven't, like, I feel like in this generation, nobody has really gotten into some natural disaster type of, death like that.
It's been a while.
Exactly. So I feel like that's what's hurting us the most. And not only that it was just Kobe, the fact that it was Kobe and his daughter and then Kobe and his, like, the rest of her teammates and other fathers, they were all going to go to the Mamba camp at the end of the day. At the end of the day, they were going to go play games, enjoy doing what they're doing, and then come back home and, that would have been it. But those circumstances that day it just wasn't it, unfortunately.